I've been rocking a Transition Sentinel mountain bike on the trails for about 2 years now, and I figured it was time to do my long-term extended review. The Transition Sentinel is a rowdy long-travel 29er, capable of also serving as an all-around trail bike. Combining a slacker 64-degree head tube angle with a reduced offset fork, it results in a bike that's both stable at speed, but also capable of technical slow speed maneuvering. Utilizing transition speed balance geometry, coined SBG, their goal was to maintain low speed agility and front wheel traction while also increasing confidence in steep terrain and at high speeds. Personally, I saw it as the marriage of what I've been pursuing as the holy grail mountain bikes. A trail bike that descended with the feel and confidence of a DH bike, but can confidently and capably climb back up the same hill it just charged down. I was sold on the concept and reached out to my contacts at Transition as I really needed to have one for myself. The Sentinel is a great looking frame with some nice lines, and I'm fond of the aesthetic. I'm also a fan of the threaded bottom bracket. As is becoming the norm with carbon bikes, the frame includes a down tube protector and a chainstay protector. Adding additional frame protection is highly recommended as well, which has come up to be expected when investing in a high-end carbon frame. Before I started assembling her, I did have to throw it on the scale to see how much it weighed. According to the feedback sports scale, it did come in at 6.61 pounds with a shock. Choosing what size frame to go with was a sticking point I really struggled with before pulling the trigger on the frame purchase. At 5'10", I fall right in the middle between the medium and large size frame recommendations. However, coming off a size medium evil following, I was uncomfortable with the idea of jumping from a 413mm reach measurement to a 475. That's a massive jump. On the other hand, the medium looked like a nice compromise. 2 years into owning the bike, I feel good about the choice of the medium. In that time, I've hopped on a few size large transition frames, and while I could have gotten away with running the next size up, I don't feel at all that the medium's too short, and I feel great on it while doing all types of riding. The Sentinel is by far the most capable and versatile bike I've owned to date. It really can do it all. I'm a huge fan of the 140mm, 160mm travel concept. Basically, you can hang with shorter travel trail bikes on the climbs, but with the longer fork, it can still party with the long travel enduro steeds on the descents. If there's one area the Sentinel falls short, that's going to be slow speed technical riding. While the bike is relatively nimble for a 29er, and I've adjusted my riding style to match, I personally still enjoy 27.5 bikes for slower Moab style riding. My ideal quiver would also incorporate a bike like Transition's new Scout, which would be an amazing complement to the Sentinel, as the Sentinel prefers to be ridden with momentum to really maximize the fun. I've been experimenting with WTB's very capable treads, the Vigilante 2.5, Trail Boss 2.4, and Judge 2.4. Adding the DH capable enduro treads make the Sentinel a rock-eating crusher. However, they also add a considerable amount of rotating weight and are a serious detriment to the climbing feel of the bike. The WTB tires get addictive though, because they corner like they're on rails and grip like nothing else. Installing the burly treads on a loaner set of Reynolds carbon wheels was a game changer. Not only did it completely change the personality of the bike on trail rides, but the stiff carbon wheels helped negate the additional rotating weight and put the spring back in the Sentinel's step. You also very much notice that stiffness in cornering, where you get a sound as soaring powered. After spending some time on other test review bikes, I've gotten back on the Sentinel and decided to change things up a bit. Recently I've wanted to get back more into long distance trail riding, which meant shedding as much weight as I possibly could from the Sentinel. Putting the bike in the stand, I took inventory of all the parts on the build and started making a list of all the spots I could save some weight. Swapping out the tires, pedals, anything else I could do to make it a little bit lighter. Although Shimano's DH pedals are our favorite, the new Shimano XT trail pedals have a bigger platform and look to be a good option. The trail pedals are definitely lighter. All these changes have to certainly add up. Alright, 31.44. Alright, just pulled the tube in the frame bag
And
30.16 pounds is not bad for a bike you want to pedal uphill, especially with 29-inch wheels. What else can I do? Tire rails on the saddle, alloy bars, maybe time to swap these back out for carbon. 2 years is a good amount of time to get to know a bike, and over this time, my impressions and thoughts have evolved and shifted. I've ridden and spent time on other bikes during this period, and that also has a tendency to adjust one's mindset. 2 years after the release of the Sentinel, there are now a lot of competitors on the market with geometry in line with SPG. That said, I feel the Sentinel still holds its own. Some are speculating that a 160mm travel version of the bike is coming, but I feel that more travel might lose what makes the Sentinel special in the first place. With the new Scout offering a 150mm travel version with a different shock, it seems like a direction Transition might take, along with updating the design aesthetic to match.
oh shit.
That said, it remains to be one of the bikes I enjoy riding the most. I'd strongly recommend it for anyone looking for a versatile, capable ride with 29-inch wheels, especially if you live in terrain like we do. After 2 seasons of use, the resale value of a bike starts to drop considerably, but I have no desire to replace the bike, which in my book speaks volumes.